morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's myself, the Collector, host of the MI6 Merchandise Vault. And this week, as you can see, white top means it's my latest reflection video on little bits and things that have happened over the course of the last few weeks, maybe possibly a couple of months in my case, because I don't sort of react to everything that I initially see. I don't see the point. It feels like a bit of a waste of not a waste of time, but a pointless exercise, because you just may as well wait for something official, just like in the days of Eon. You can have all the speculation in the world about, you know, who the actor is, the plot, the name, the singer. Yeah, it's all conjecture until we receive official word from Amazon MGM and the producers Amy Pascal and David Heyman. I'm just going to kind of sit on the fence, as they say. But there is things that do pop up that I think, well, and I have made notes just so I don't forget to kind of mention anything, or at least try not to, is to begin with the new film. I keep seeing every now and again in the press that allegedly Oasis have been linked to a title song. As I understand it, I believe Noel Gallagher, I'm not too sure about Liam, but Noel Gallagher is a fan of the movies, and you know, fair play to him for that. I highly approve. Not too sure whether he's tried to do one in the past, maybe have written something just out of the sake of writing something. Maybe that he did, or I'm not too sure. You know, someone may be able to correct me on that, but I've got no objections, to be honest. Oasis doing it. It all depends on whether, like with Eon, they want to appeal to a younger, potential newer audience. From my point of view, whether the person's known or not, they could be known to the younger generation, but to my generation, they're probably not. So it's vice versa. It doesn't really matter. How about you just approach somebody that is capable of writing an absolute banger of a song, that whoever the composer is that's doing the score can incorporate that into the wider soundtrack. I think the last one that I think was done really well, for me anyway, was probably, if it wasn't Casino Royale, I don't know. I'm just going to stick with Casino Royale. I thought David Arnold did an incredible job, and I would have no problems with David Arnold picking up the reins of Bond again when it comes around. The other story is, I have seen other people discuss, is this business with Callum Turner, allegedly once again going around his friends and wherever it is, saying that he has got the part of James Bond, he is the new James Bond, and he's been getting a little bit drunk and bragging about it. Now, I know he's, I believe it's his partner, Dua Lipa. I'll go with Dua Lipa. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. But she's always been, you know, tipped potentially as a song artist for a James Bond film. You know, that I can believe quite easily. And just because they're a couple, it doesn't, to me, it does not make any sense. Any questions that have been fielded to anyone linked with the new film, producers, Amazon directly, they're very tight-lipped. Even recently with Stephen Knight, I think it was a Radio Times interview, they were trying to eke some clues out of him for what's to come. And fair play to Stephen Knight. All he said that he was having great fun writing this new story idea, which warms the heart for me personally. If you're enjoying what you're doing, it's never a burden, it's never a chore. bit like work, really. If you've got a job that you love, you don't really think it's work. Excuse me. I'm just going to have a tipple. So, that being said, the whole Callum Turner thing, I think the only thing I've seen him in is the Fantastic Beast movies off the top of my head. I know there's other stuff that he's been known for. But, like with other rumours, I'm not going to start watching things until we've got it officially confirmed. Because there is other things I want to watch, basically. Ironically, two of those things were former tips to be the next James Bond years ago, which is, the first one is Richard Madden's Bodyguard, which he starred with Keely Hawes, a BBC drama back in 2018, I believe. And the other one, which is currently on the BBC, which myself and my wife Nicola absolutely loved, was Tom Hiddleston's The Night Manager. We've not started watching the second series yet. We are gonna shortly, because we don't want to have any spoilers ruin it for us, because it's just, well, great espionage. So that being said, that's all I can offer on the rumour front, if you like. Sadly, just before Christmas, I mean, we're at the tail end of, well, depending on when this comes out, it's a number of weeks after Christmas now, but I just wanted to give a nod to the actor. Hang on, I'm going to take these off because I've forgotten the gentleman's middle name. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, sorry, and I hope I've pronounced that right, who played Kwang in Timothy Dalton's Licence to Kill film. And when you see Kwang for the first time, you kind of like, oh, he's obviously one of Fran Sanchez's fixers, let's say, just because of the way he conducts himself. He's got that look about him. Turns out he works for the Hong Kong Narcotics Bureau, and was actually an ally unbeknownst to Bond. And it was very clever how they wrote the story and how it worked out, and that's essentially what got Bond into Fran Sanchez's trust, by pure chance, which I really enjoyed. But going back to Cary himself, I didn't realise he'd been in the business 50 years. And he's been in countless things I didn't even realise at the time when I look back, because I've watched these films. And he's worked with a number of incredible artists, you know, past and present. So let's get this ball rolling to pay tribute to the man. There was Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell. Fantastic film, loved it. Twins, excuse me, Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. He was involved, hang on, the glasses are going to have to come off again. I've got it all written down here as well. I was doing really well. He was involved in Ben Affleck's Pearl Harbor, Mark Wahlberg's Planet of the Apes, the original first remake of the Planet of the Apes franchise, and more importantly, or most, you know, appropriately, wow, I look rough. He actually worked with Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes in the film Rising Sun. So he has quite a bit of a Bond connection to two Bonds, particularly the original, Mr. Connery. So I just wanted to send my thoughts, best wishes and prayers to his family and friends. I know it's a number of weeks since we lost him and you lost him. But I just want you to know that as Bond fans and film fans anyway, thank you, Cary, and thank you to his family for allowing him to do what he did so amazingly well in front and behind the camera. So, yeah. Moving on to First Light. A real shame it's been put back 2 months. I'm not massively disappointed or upset because essentially it's a bit like the new film, isn't it? We've waited that long, and it's been what, five long years in the making, I think, or not far off it. I want the finished product to be exactly that, the finished product. I don't want no kind of, oh, I wish we'd have just done that. It might have been something small or whatever, but it would have just added that little bit more to it. So a 2-month delay, I'm not too particularly upset about. Like other people have commented, it gives you more time to save your pennies to for the outlay of when it's released. So on that same front, I'd put something on Facebook about this, but with other game franchises, although some of them are movies, like Tomb Raider, Halo, Street Fighter, or is it Splinter Cell? There's another one anyway, like it's like a Black Ops kind of game. It's not coming to me, but anyway, they have figure ranges. And this morning, as I've been recording this video, bearing in mind it's when this comes out, it's a number of weeks would have passed by, but well, I have put it on Facebook, but Corgi are releasing a Aston Martin Valhalla with weapons exposed. There's like kind of laser guns protruding out of the Valhalla and missiles kind of on where the rear kind of window is popping up. A little bit like the BMW 750iL in Tomorrow Never Dies. So it kind of gives you an idea, assuming they know what's in First Light, why would they put them there and what they are there. So that fills me with hope that you actually get to use the Valhalla when the game comes out in May. But also in that video it said there is things which weren't ready. So you can pre-order the Valhalla off Corgi for $39.99, or let's just say £40, which again I think is a good price considering their other ones are the one before that was the DB10 from Spectre, but I just like the fact that they've gone for something new, not reproduced a model previously released and repackaged it. It's a new model from a computer game. So that fills me with hope, because obviously Corgi did do the Corgi Icon figure range. So I am hoping, if not but Corgi, you know, could we have a figure range like other game franchises for 007 First Light, so we could have no, not that poll. So I'm joined by two cats, the usual, who's there, Toby Sparkout, and I get the feeling Polly, who's the grand lady of them all. She may jump up, I don't know, but you'll hear her. She just did. But you could have Lenny James's Greenway, Patrick Gibson's Bond. Off the top of my head, Lenny Kravitz's Valma, if that's how you pronounce it, the Pirate King. So a number of figures, you know, so you can have movie figures, you can have James Bond Jr. figures. Why can't you have 007 First Light figures and vehicles like Corgi have kicked off? Like I said, I'm hoping, because they've got the Valhalla, they are going to do a yellow Aston Martin. That would be pretty neat to have. And again, it would create another terrific shelf display for myself and anybody who wishes to see it on a video, or the people that know me that have come and visited and all the rest of it can take a look at up close. So yeah, First Light I'm excited about from a merchandise point of view, now that that boat seems to have started to begin to sail. So I don't know whether Eon would have been the ones green lighting that, or Amazon, but whoever it is, thank you. I want you to do more. other things to discuss today. These are coming off again. So, where are we? I have done quite a bit on there actually. So, right, okay, yes, okay. I can remember that, I'm not that old. And the lens is there, sorry. That's the beauty of these babies. I want to say thank you. As daft as that sounds, I have no idea, like I've said before, who watches these videos, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Facebook. I want to say thank you anyway, full stop, but a particular thank you for, I can't believe I'm going to say this, the 800 plus views I had for my trip to the NEC, to the UK Toy Collector Fair on the 27th of December. Great day out. I was hoping to chat to Mick, which I did do actually, but wasn't able to on camera because obviously the man's busy, but I'm going to look to do that at some point. But I just felt really humbled that it had gotten that many views. I'm possibly going to be doing the Coventry one. I've never been to the Coventry one. Obviously it's not on the scale of the NEC, but you just never know what might be there. It's like, you know, I picked up that Bond in Motion at the Brussels Expo for £6. You know, it's like one of them, every now and again there'll be an impulse buy that you're like, I need to have that. So there's the possibility of that happening next month, mid-February. It is at Coventry. But yeah, a big thank you for the people that watched. If you're daft enough to subscribe, thank you again. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I love going around meeting people. Just generally, it doesn't have to be Bond collectors. It can be anything, and it usually is anything at these toy collector fairs. So all ranges from senior citizens to young kids with their mums and dads. It's great. Love it. Beats a toy shop any day. It's a lot more personal, I think. And there's a lot more fun and a thrill if you should just find something, most likely kind of unboxed, that you've been looking for or didn't even know you wanted. So I highly recommend you go and try it. So as you know, I'm reading the Ian Fleming novels. I so regret not reading them earlier. I cannot begin to tell you. I said last year that I was embarrassed that I hadn't done, bearing in mind I'm a 35-year plus Bond fan, probably 40-year plus Bond fan thinking about it. In fact, it is. But been collecting like 30 plus years, and I'd not read the Fleming books. I've got different literary things like magazines, photography books, compilation books, but I hadn't got the Ian Fleming novels. And thanks to my family, that was corrected at Christmas. I finished Casino Royale. Completely, as daft as it sounds, it completely blew me away and made me see Bond in a different light, which is great. I'm seeing the literary Bond. And I'm just a number of, I was recording 9 chapters away from completing Live and Let Die, which was my first Bond movie. So I recommend, you know, you can pick them up relatively cheaply, whether you do it one book at a time or whether you're fortunate enough to be brought it as a set. Yeah, read the man who created this absolute incredible franchise. Yeah, you can tell what I'm like. So I am going to do a video of each book and compare it to the movie and my thoughts on that. So I'm looking forward to doing them. I've got one to do now already and a second one almost upon me. So they're going to be dotted out. I don't know how I'm going to do them, because obviously I don't want to do one week after week after week. I want to spread it out over the course of the year. So that's the plan with the books. And then the final thing is, as I'm recording this week or going into next week, because it's Sunday today, I'm going to be watching all 4 Brosnan movies because I've got the week off, and why not? So yes, that does mean another merchandise ideas review, and more worryingly and sadly, another god-awful impression from yours truly. So I'm putting it out there. I'm apologising in advance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to watching the movies more than anything, because I'm a Bond nut. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Unless something out of the blue happens, it'll be a number of weeks before I do another one, just because it's just nice to have a mixture of things to talk about and for you guys to consider and discuss. And yeah, please, if you're interested or mad enough to, leave a like, comment, a share, a follow, word of mouth, a subscription, depending on where you're watching this and what you're watching it on. I'd dearly appreciate it. I'm just in for the fun of it, of chatting to you fellow-minded Bond fans from all sorts of backgrounds. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Look after each other. And we're going to try again. I don't know whether to do this whole Roger Moore sweep thing that I did in the previous video. And now I'm saying the previous video. Yeah. Do you know what? The video I've already just filmed, I'm going to put out, so this now makes sense. I'm going to try the Roger Moore, because he's my Bond, sweep fire with my midget Wolf PPK. And let me just shuffle along here if I don't scare the life out of Toad, but he's spark out. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next one. Oh my good God, it worked last week. What's going on? Right, let's try again. See you next week, ladies and gents. Love you lots. Bye-bye.